All right, everyone, we got our case study here. One of our 10X BNB Mastermind students, Yassine. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, Ari. How's everything going?
Very good, man. Can't complain. Finally got some sunshine in Vancouver. It's been the weirdest summer ever, but I'm assuming, where you are, the weather's been quite nice, eh?
Yeah, pretty much sunshine year round. I'm down in Brazil. I'm
Nice.
based in Rio, so it's some of the best weather in the world there. So yeah,
Yeah.
life's pretty good down here.
Haven't. Yeah, I could see you got your tan on. Look, this filter's not doing I'm actually really pale right now. So it looks like you're actually nicely tan. Got some
You're actually
sun.
blending into the background a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a blurred. I'm like a ghost. But any case, man, I really wanted to, kind of get things started talking about, your Airbnb journey, what you were kind of doing before the success you've achieved after joining the program, kind of what things you kind of struggled with, and then kind of talk about what you've been doing, after the success you've achieved, like what's been going on after the money started rolling in and that kind of thing. So why don't we get started with just saying, what kind of compelled you into getting to Airbnb, and what were you struggling with at the time that kind of just pushed you towards getting into the 10X BNB Mastermind?
Yeah, well, honestly, it was more so getting into real estate for me. So I've just had a big passion for real estate for years. I've been reading, real estate books forever, real estate investment books. So it's always been something I wanted to get into. It's just I've never really had the opportunity. I've never had the ability to save enough money to start purchasing units, things like that. And, I do travel a lot as well. So over time, I've stayed in a ton of Airbnbs. And I always had the idea slowly creep up on me that, hey, you know what, this could be an option where I can get into, renting places as opposed to buying. But I didn't really have any information about it. So I never really put too much thought into it. But that's kind of where it started. I've just always had a passion for real estate, but never had the means to get into it really.
Right. So you were just always wondering, how do I break in and get started in real estate, is kind of what you were struggling with, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I've always had, decent jobs. Like I was always making good money, always putting some money away, but then, things always came up. I'd have to use that money for various reasons, car breaks down or whatever the case is. And I always just find myself in the same cycle. I'm always like, okay, maybe I'll buy that property, next year. I'll be good. I'll be ready, but that just kept kind of happening.
Right. Okay. So what kind of compelled you to kind of just get started in Airbnb and then obviously join the mastermind, the 10X BNB Mastermind? Like, what was it?
Yes. So really it started for me about a year and a half ago. I traveled down to Brazil where I'm at right now. So I currently live in Rio.
Nice.
And while I was here, hence the tan,
Exactly.
while I was here, I stayed in a ton of Airbnbs and just noticed that, a lot of the listings were terrible. Some of the places I stayed in were unbelievable, and I was expecting just an average place. So I was like, wow, these people could be making so much more money from their listings. Like, I don't understand what they're doing. So that's when I really decided I wanted to find a way to get into it. So after the vacation, I planned everything to, start my move down to Brazil. I was researching things online. How can I get started with Airbnb without, having to invest too much, all these things. And then I came across 10X BNB. So I actually obviously joined your and Sean's program about maybe roughly a year ago. So
it was
right now,
it was almost 10 months ago. Yeah. 10 to 12 months ago.
Yeah, something like that, just under a year. And so right away after joining, everything clicked. So obviously I'd done some research before. I had some bits and pieces, but what you guys did as far as putting the whole picture together, it just made it so simple, right? So right from the beginning, getting my business incorporated, making sure, legally everything is set, having the contracts ready, the scripts, understanding how to negotiate, and then obviously more importantly, putting the Airbnb together, the listing together, having it fully optimized. So it was pretty great for me. I got to do all that, those calls with you and Sean, learn about everything and get everything ready. And then I moved back in December. So this past December, about 6 months ago or so, 7 months now. And that's when, after we did that market research, and we found that niche that, I really had to go after, it took me exactly 3 weeks from looking for that property to signing the contract. Took exactly 3 weeks. I worked my butt off for about a week after that, and then had my first customer in the following week.
Yeah, you were like, I was actually blown away how quick, because you landed a penthouse in, where was it again? In Rio, right?
Ipanema. Yeah, Ipanema, which is the nice area of Rio, right on the beach.
And you
there.
started crushing it right away. Like, I remember, what was your first month? Like, for your first full month, you made how many? Like 10, 15,000?
So first full month was 23,000 in revenue.
20. Okay, forget it. I was way off. 23,000. Right. Yeah, you crushed.
So that was a huge month. But honestly, every month since been pretty close. January was great because it's, you got New Year's and a lot of people on vacation here.
Right.
But honestly, the demand has been so high because we have, the niche we went after, which is pretty unique. It's been constant. We did have a month where we updated the unit and added more value to it so that we could bring in more long-term.
More money, yeah.
But overall, we've been profiting anywhere from 10 to 15,000 per month.
Wow. Okay, so you've basically the niche that you tapped. Obviously, I know that you guys were super keen to go after the high end of the market, right, to get the most ROI. Obviously, there's more investment required, but again, you found the penthouse, you quickly got it set up. You started crushing it right away. Then you remodeled it and added a little bit more touch-ups, design to it. And now you're making even more money. And now you're netting about 10 to 15 grand, depending on the month. So 6 figures in profit per year, because again, you targeted, wow. That's
so for one unit.
Yeah, for 1 year. And I know that, that kind of started like a snowballing effect where you're now going after multiple units now across Brazil. You're doing research in different markets. In fact, you said you have another one on the way, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So we've already signed the contract. We're moving in, or we're getting, getting it updated starting, 10 days from now, roughly.
Oh, wow.
So that one's actually, we're even more excited about, because that one's actually a house. We got it for an even better deal.
Oh, wow.
And it accommodates more people, and it's still within our niche. So we're super excited about this one. So within the next few weeks here, we're hoping to make even more off this place.
So the question is do Sean and I get a free stay at the Airbnb when we come visit? Or do we, I guess, no, actually, you know what? You'll probably be like, not staying at this place. We'll book out another place that doesn't cost us.
Yeah, you know what? If I could stay at your guys' unbelievable cabin, you come stay at my unbelievable penthouse.
For sure. We'll do a house. We'll do a house swap. We just we forget about how much each night costs. We'll just do a house swap, direct house swap. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, I'm really happy for you guys. So, okay. You obviously, you're saying how you struggled to initially get into real estate. We're looking for the right opportunity, found out, about Airbnb, didn't know where to kind of start with that. And then found our program, joined our mastermind, got the mentorship, got everything you need to get started, quickly executed, landed your first unit, started making insane money, which is phenomenal. Now you got another one under contract. What have you been doing with all your money? Have you been doing anything like, what have you been using it for anything fun? Like what's kind of happened? How's your life changed financially since you started?
Well, it's upgraded, to say the least. So I've always been into traveling and checking out new places and things like that, but I kind of always did it on a budget.
Right.
So I guess I'm still doing similar things. Like I'm actually currently in another city, scouting to expand the business to another vacation destination, basically.
Fantastic.
But everything is a little more luxurious, right? So the places we're staying in are a little more high end. I'm able to, on a whim's notice, go fly. Sometimes I'll go to Sao Paulo for the weekend, stay in these beautiful condos. Fantastic. Obviously, I'm not working my 9 to 5 anymore, so I have all the time in the world to do exactly what I want to do. But to be honest, these past 6 months, I've been pretty driven. I have a goal. I want to really bring in 6 figures per month, and I'm going to keep pushing the agenda until I can get to that 6 figure per month level.
Yeah.
And then I think once that hits, I'm going to really enjoy myself even more so. And
that's the next step up, right? When you start making like 7 figures a year, when you're making 6 figures a month, like that right there is the next level. But man, I'm really happy and excited for you guys. That just tells me, that with commitment and dedication, obviously following what is taught and actually taking the time to do the right market research, targeting the right opportunity niche, you can absolutely crush and execute quickly. And of course, build out a real legitimate business that allows you to do exactly what you're doing, living a better lifestyle, luxury lifestyle, doing things that you otherwise couldn't have done or wouldn't have done, beforehand. But that's amazing. So if you were to give some advice to anybody that's looking to join the mastermind, what would you say? Do you have any piece of
Yeah,
advice?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, first of all, if you're in a day-to-day job where you just kind of like I was, you just don't see any progress going on, and you deserve better, and want better for yourself and your family, the only way to go is to find a way to start working for yourself, in whatever
Right.
way that is. I tried many things previously, like I tried e-commerce, I tried all these things, and they were people made it a lot easier and better. They made it seem a lot better than it was.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think Airbnb is unique because it's so early still, I think, in the Airbnb
Mm-hmm.
business model, and there's not that many people taking advantage of it yet. So it
Right.
still is really easy to get into and get started.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yourself and Sean have just laid out the plan perfectly. As long as you're willing to follow instructions, be coachable and just take one step at a time, you
Right.
will become financially independent. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of taking one step at a time and just doing it. That's it.
I think that's it. Just being consistent. Yeah, I agree. And I hope that, obviously you're on your path to getting 6 figures a month. Like people see that, after you break through that first one unit, landing your first unit, there really is no limit. It just depends on you
Mm-hmm.
and how willing you are to commit to working day in and day out to get more units, to build out the business, build out the systems, and continue growing. But I really appreciate you taking the time. Really happy for you. I'm looking forward to visiting you, and obviously likewise you coming up to Vancouver. But congratulations, and yeah, man, we'll chat soon. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I appreciate everything you guys have been doing. We'll
Thank
chat
you.
soon.
Take care. Enjoy Brazil, and try to maybe send me some photos. Send me something. I want to see like exactly what goes down in Brazil. What do you guys do for fun down there?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's get together ASAP.
Sounds good. Take care. Take care, Yassine.
All
See you
right.
later.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Take
Bye
care.
bye. Bye.
Bye bye.